away from the exhibition with them, it is partly what I may have intended in the work, but also their own creative input into the work. By them looking at the work becomes alive. If I was to make a group of words to describe my work, I think maybe would be, one could say, inspiration from nature. Nature would be one, maybe poetry, and simplicity. Also a notion of balance and stillness.
My name's Alexia. I'm from Singapore and I'm doing photography. I started off painting, and for me that was an easy medium to cross over to photography because you essentially do with light. And I got started because I liked working with people, like making connections with people. I like to shoot fashion and portraits. I tend to think a lot about rebirth and essentially spirituality, different influences of religion and stuff like that. I don't usually work in the studio, but I'll bring out my lights, do the proper setup, and work with my models and take time to really do the shot well. I like photography because I can work with people, and I would like to keep doing that as long, and it's a lifetime goal.
Coming up, we'll find out how some old World War II oil tanks have been transformed into a community arts centre.
Thursday, the untold story behind Crowded House's masterpiece, Woodface.
Can't rhyme, nothing in me. Stuck, hopeless.
From family feuds, depression and breakups.
There was just real tension on stage.
There wasn't a great feeling in the band.
To one of Australia's most successful albums.
It was a glorious moment.
Crowded House's unforgettable Woodface. Thursday on Australian Network. Friday.
People were living on the edge.
They left their homes and families from around the globe in search of a dream.
Goal!
What they created was one of the most extraordinary societies in history.
California entered the Union shining with gold, but also dripping with blood.
Striking it rich, the rise of the gold rush. Friday on Australian Network. Monday, plunge into a nest of fierce fire ants.
Each one of those stings feels like the touch of a hot needle.
And discover new species.
Look at that! Whoa, that is a big roach.
It's a hands-on approach.
Don't do this at home.
To the mystifying world of insects.
I cannot understand why most people don't study ants.
Ed Wilson is Lord of the Ants. Monday on Australia Network.
The tanks were built in 1943. There are 5 of them. There are 2 metal tanks up on the hill there and 3 concrete tanks here. The 2 metal ones, they stored diesel, and these ones stored bunker oil or furnace oil, crude oil to fuel the Navy ships during the Second World War. What's interesting about the tanks is that they've been an art centre for about 13, 14 years, and maybe longer, but they only really served the war for a matter of months. The pipeline that took the oil back and forth to the wharf was completed in September 44. Little did they know that the war would all be over in January 45. The tanks were then sold by the Defence Department to the Cairns City Council, and fairly quickly after that converted into an art centre. So it's been working for the causes of peace and beauty a lot longer than they ever served the causes of war. This facility, if you like, makes up part of the community cultural infrastructure. Most towns have got halls and small galleries and, perhaps some cinemas, even pubs are part of the community cultural infrastructure. But to have a major facility like this, you can really showcase larger projects. You can actually develop a program within the place, and it becomes part of the life and the identity of the city and the region as well. I think the Tanks Arts Centre is important not just for Cairns but the region, not only of North Queensland but of the South Pacific area. I think it's unique. It's the only facility I know of in the world that is a large arts centre right in the middle of Botanic Gardens, and because of its peculiar history and its architecture, it provides such a unique palette of ideas and themes and physicality to present to the creative mind.